See, in the serial communication programming, it is expected that you execute the program for different baud rates and verify them. Then only it is understood that you have the complete knowledge of serial programming. Otherwise, simply showing PICT star, PICT star in UART window is not enough, because the program is very simple. You have few lines of code, and executing that is very easy. So to score more marks, you should analyze the program, verify that you are sending the correct information with the expected baud rate. So in the one of the previous PDFs that I had sent you, I told you what you should write in the write-up of this assignment. For 4 different baud rates, execute the program, calculate the baud rate, then make a table with the expected baud rate and the baud rate that you get. So this is expected. Okay. Now let us go to the last assignment, that is stepper motor. I'll share the screen so that you can see it. Okay. Stepper motor interfacing. Stepper motor is the one which rotates in a particular direction with the constant speed. As per the definition, it translates the electrical pulses into mechanical movements, generally a rotation with a fixed step angle. So we shall see what is meant by step angle further. Then it is used for position control. Generally, the applications are disk drives, dot matrix printers, plotters, robotics, where you can use robotic arm, robotic door lock, automatic door lock system, etc. And in process control circuit also. Now, this is a stepper motor, which you can see now. There is a shaft which rotates either in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction as per the programming done. Now, there are 4 inputs which are to be connected. The representation is like this: 4 wires, red, yellow, blue, orange. It is expected that if red is connected to 1, then yellow should be connected to 0, or vice versa. Or both can be 0 as well. That means you can connect VCC or ground, or both to ground. Now, structure of the stepper motor. The shaft that we see is a permanent magnet. The shaft is surrounded by a stator which has windings, electrical wires. Generally, it has 4 stator windings that are paired with the center tap. And when all these wires are connected to a center tap, then it is known as 4-phase or unipolar stepper motor. And if there is no center tap, then it is known as bipolar stepper motor. In our college, we have unipolar stepper motor. So we will see that in detail now. The schematic diagram of stepper motor is like this. A center shaft, 4 windings are connected here, and these are the grounds. 5 and 6 are grounds. The physical diagram of stepper motor is like this. Now, this is how the block diagram of stepper motor looks like. So there is a permanent magnet, which we call a shaft. 4 different electrical coils or windings are connected in this way. The 2 opposite windings are connected to the same inputs, in which they are called A and B. One side of the winding is connected to A, another side of the winding is connected to A slash. Similarly, B and B slash. So what it means is, when you pass current through A, then and A slash is grounded, at that time what happens? Electricity flows through this wire in the shown direction, and in the same direction in this shaft also. So magnetic field is generated, and due to this, the north pole repels and it rotates in clockwise direction. So it moves from one shaft, one windings towards another windings. So in this way it rotates. So is there any doubt regarding this? If you have, you ask me a question, otherwise we shall continue. Okay. So that can be seen in the next figure. So when the electricity is passed at A and A slash is grounded, then and B current is B and B slash is grounded. So at that time, electricity flows in the wires in these given directions. So due to the magnetic field, this is rotating. The magnet which is connected here is getting rotated. So this rotates in clockwise direction. If we connect VCC to A slash and A to ground, similarly B slash is connected to VCC and B is grounded, in that case, the shaft rotates in anti-clockwise direction. Now, interfacing a stepper motor. Here we should know how much current is required to rotate the shaft. Even we have a small stepper motor, as in our case, it requires almost 400 milliamperes of current for rotation. But when we connect this stepper motor directly to the microcontroller 8051, the ports of the 8051 microcontroller do not provide such amount of electricity or current. So that is why we cannot directly connect the stepper motor to ports of 8051. For that purpose, we require a driver circuit as an intermediate unit between 8051 and stepper motor. So there are many drivers circuit units. In our college, we have ULN 2003. So this ULN 2003 is an IC which is a high voltage, high current Darlington transistor array. So I hope you have studied what is meant by Darlington transistor in your electronics. Just let me refresh it. It is a multi-transistor configuration used for current amplification. So in this diagram, you can see that two NPN transistors are connected so that whenever the current flows from one transistor, the output is given as the input to the another transistor. So we know that when the current flows from one through a transistor, the current gets amplified. So this amplified current is again given as the input to another transistor, again it gets amplified. So the ULN 2003 gives a current of 500 milliamperes, which is more than sufficient to rotate the shaft of stepper motor. This ULN 2003 looks like this. It's a chip which has 16 pins. Out of them, 7 pins are used for input and 7 pins are used for output. So you pass current through the input and then it gets amplified with the corresponding outputs. So any doubt here? Okay. Now let us see the operation of a stepper motor. The points that we should see is step angle. So step angle indicates the minimum angle through which a motor rotates. So whenever an excitation pulse is given to the windings, the shaft has to rotate. So the minimum angle by which it rotates is known as step angle. Say for example, if there are 8 steps to complete one rotation, then the step angle is 360 by 8, that is 45 degrees. To rotate this stepper motor, we have to apply the excitation pulse on the windings, and how much value is to be applied on every winding is controlled by a hexadecimal number, which is to be sent connected to the stepper motor, and this is controlled by the program which stores a corresponding hexadecimal value into its ports. So you store a hexadecimal value into a port, you send a value to the port, any one of the ports of 8051, and output of those ports, that port is connected to the driver, motor driver ULN 2003, and output of that driver are connected to the windings of the stepper motor. So this is how the connection goes on. So you can see this. So pin number 1, 2, 3, 4 of port, of motor driver are connected to the outputs of port. So value is given to this, and depending on that, the outputs get higher current or amplified current, and they are connected to the stepper motor, windings of the stepper motor in this way. So first 2 pins are connected to 1 and 3 of one stepper motor, wire of stepper motor. 2 is grounded. Next 2 outputs are connected to 4 and 6. 5 is grounded. So this is the required connections. Now, generally the stepper motor works in 2 step sequences. One is full step sequence and another one is half step sequence. In full step sequence, there are 4 steps for one rotation. So with this, we can say that one step requires 45 degrees rotation, 90 degree rotation. In half step sequence, there are 8 steps. So it has 45 degree rotation. So corresponding values are like this. In a full step sequence, let's go back to the diagram, how actually it works. Let us see. the north pole of this shaft should move in a clockwise direction from this winding to this winding. So we need to move it in a 90 degree. So what we require is two of them, two of these windings should be excited so that the magnetic field that is generated will push it from this to this. So A and B must be equal to 1, or any two of the must be equal to 1, either A or B, or A bar or B bar. So any one, two of them must be equal to 1. Like this. So in this case, A and B are 1. So by when A is equal to 1, A bar is 0, B is 1, B bar is 0. So hexadecimal equivalent is C. Now, once it is rotated from one point to another point with the difference of 90 degree, it has to rotate in the same position. So next, for the rotation, these values are rotated one bit to the right. So 1, 1, 0, 0, rotating them one bit to the right, you get 0, 1, 1, 0. Similarly, you rotate it one more time, you get 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. So with this, all these cases, the shaft completes its one rotation. So what we have to do is load your accumulator with the value 1100, or any one of them. It doesn't makes it is not compulsory that every time you should load it with C. You can start with 0011, 1001, or 0110, because the next value is got by shifting it one bit to the right. So if you start with C, copy the value of accumulator into the ports. Then port is connected to the driver, driver is connected to the shaft. So once it is done, the stepper motor is rotated 90 degree. Then rotate the value present in the accumulator one bit to the right. Again the same process, again the stepper motor rotates, and this continues. So this can be written in an infinite loop so that the stepper motor keeps on rotating. So this is in concern with the full step sequence. Now when it is a half step sequence, so half step sequence, as I said, it requires 8 steps to continue the complete the rotation. So instead of moving from this point to this point, it moves half away. So only from this to 45 degree, in the next point, this to this, again 45 degree, and it continues. So for that purpose, any one of the bit of A bar, B bar will be equal to 1, so that we get half energy. So it moves in this position. Now, for half sequence, we start with A, B, 0, 0 as 1, 1, 0, 0. So initial value is C. Then, so now it is started. You want only one of them is 1 and rest of the things are 0. So hexadecimal equivalent is 4. Next again it is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, and it continues. So you have C, then 4, 6, 2, 3, 1, 9, 8. So if you want to program it in this way, then one value, that is 1100, should be stored in accumulator or in any one of the registers first, then copy it to accumulator, then to ports. Then next will be, the next data will be copied from another register where you have 4. So every time you copy from R0 register to accumulator and transfer, and next time you copy it from R1 register and then transfer. So in every time R0 and R1 are rotated one bit to the right. So you can see here 0, 1, 0, 0 has 4. When you rotate it one bit to the right, you get 2. Rotate it one bit to the right, you get 1. Rotate it one bit to the right, you get 8. So this is known as half step sequence. That is 8 steps are required for the execution. So practically when we perform it, we have to implement it in this way. Write a program in 8051, store the values in the store. Let us talk about 4 step. Store any 6 or 3 or 9 or 12 in accumulator. Move from accumulator to port, any one of the port. Then port should be connected to, then we require hardware points, that is ULN 2003. So the ports are connected to, the port is connected to this motor device drive. Then from that to stepper motor. And to verify the result, whether it is to calculate how many rotations have been done. So if you look at this stepper motor, there will be one mark, either a dot or a scratch or something, which will help you to count the number of rotations. So you can count the number of rotations physically and then check the number of states from the program execution, and you can find out whether it is exactly being done what is expected. That is a 4-step execution or 8-step sequence. But right now what you can do is execute the program as we have seen in the previous example. The output is seen through the port only. So this is one of the simple program. Only the thing is we have to practice it using the stepper motor and all. So do you have any doubts? So now let us see the execution of the program. We have 10 minutes left. So we shall start it now. Okay, I have the program with me. As I told, the values, any one of the values 6, 3, 1, sorry, 9 or 12 can be stored in the accumulator. It is passed to one of the ports and then it continues. But our port is of 8-bit and the accumulator is also of 8-bit. So when we simply store 6 or 3 or C, the higher 4 bits will be equal to 0, and when you rotate it, the value which is to be transferred will be replaced by 0, 0. So that is why, to avoid that, instead of storing only 0, 6 in the accumulator, we store it as 6, 6. So it can be 6, 6 or CC or 3, 3 or 9, 9. So this is only for the purpose of rotation. Now A is copied to P1. You can use any one of the ports, no issues. Then rotate the accumulator 1 bit to the right. Then call the delay. So this delay is required so that you can observe the stepper motor actually rotating and you can count the number of rotations. If you do not have the delay, then it rotates so fast that it is not possible for you to count the number of rotations. Then, so in the delay routine, it's a common delay routine where we store some constant value in one register or two registers and they are decremented until they become 0. So it's a delay routine and this process is continued. So nothing is there in this program, only you have to store the values 66H, 33H or 99H or CCH. So any one of these values will be stored in the accumulator. A to P1, RRA and call delay, again move back. So rest of the things are taken care by the driver, motor driver and the stepper motor. You have to connect it to a hardware to which the hexadecimal, as I had told in the previous example, this program is to be run. The hexadecimal equivalent of the result or the executable file will be burnt. It is called burnt to that kit, and output of that will be connected to the driver, and output of the driver is connected to the stepper motor in this case. So in the previous example, in the LCD example, the hexadecimal equivalent of the executable file is burnt using the kit. Output of that is connected to the LCD directly. Now let us see how it works. So this is how we create the hexadecimal equivalent file for output. So which will be used in the next process. That I can demonstrate only when the college starts. I'll share the YouTube link for you where the actual stepper motor is connected and that video is present. Okay. Again, to see the outputs, you need to have the UART window. Sorry. not UART window, you need to have the ports. We concentrate on port 1 because we are using that. Run the program. So you can see the shift bits which are getting shifted. So right now this will be your output. Take the screenshot of this. Take the screenshot of this and it can be stored as the output. I hope you have understood. I'll stop the recording.